Taste of Jimmy John's coming to you. Check out their convenient catering bundle, including a 12-pack of half sandwiches made with fresh baked bread, hand-sliced meats, and fresh veggies, plus 2 premium sides, 15 chips, and 15 desserts, all for one great price. You can also choose an a la carte option. Pick it up, or they'll set it up for you. And don't forget Jimmy John's loyalty app with a free sandwich after your first visit. Jimmy John's in Greenville and Wilson, and online at jimmyjohns.com.
It's that time of year again. Beauty Bar's Fall into Beauty event is kicking off September 16th through October 4th. Beauty Bar offers the best service by their talented providers in Greenville for treatments such as Botox, Xeomin, filler, laser treatments, facial, medical-grade skincare, and more. The staff will help you choose which treatments or products that best suit your needs. Visit Beauty Bar Medispa on Red Banks Road and get all the up-to-date info at beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that are important to our customers, employees, and communities. While we have grown in size and presence, we have never forgotten our roots. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. Our success is your success, because to us, this is home. Go Pirates! Bankwithunited.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, this is State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer right here in Greenville. We can switch your auto and home insurance so you can start saving today. My team and I are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Timothy Sawyer State Farm, it's easy to switch and save. Just give us a call, 493-0002. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey Pirate Nation, be sure to have the best and comfortable shoes with a stop at Fleet Feet. This is ECU alum Chris Lunyon, owner of Fleet Feet of Greenville, and we provide solutions through one-on-one service to runners, walkers, and everyone in between. Fleet Feet has the tools and technology to get you in the right shoe, including a 3D foot scanner that measures arch height, width, and more. Come visit us at 207 East Arlington Boulevard in the old Gordon's Golf location. Fleet Feet, we run for you.
The price is always right at Doug Henry of Greenville. Doug Henry of Greenville has over 300 vehicles to choose from and brand new inventory arriving daily. Doug Henry is easy to find on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Memorial Drive, and always online at DougHenryGreenville.com. This month, Doug Henry is giving away ECU football tickets. Stop in and register to win and purchase the vehicle of your dreams. Doug Henry of Greenville, right on the price, right on the corner. Go Pirates!
At Chicken Salad Chick, we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad, plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. All of our delicious chicken salads conveniently packaged in take-home containers and multiple sizes for you or the whole family. Visit Chicken Salad Chick or order online today. Now open at 112 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Chicken Salad Chick.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern Carolina's longest-running sports radio show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show is powered by Greenville Utilities and also brought to you by
The Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg, Bojangles, Michelob Ultra, East Coast Grading, Gavigan Insurance, Greenville Utilities, Papa John's, Taft and Hagler, The Rick House, and Tiebreakers.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Happy Victory Monday, everybody. Welcome into our show. East Carolina is 2-0 for the first time since 2016, and we're set for a big one coming up on Saturday as East Carolina takes on the Mountaineers of Appalachian State. App State had a big headache problem down at Clemson this past weekend, but this still should be quite the game. App State an early 1-point favorite as far as that goes, but East Carolina 2-0 after the 20-14 win over Old Dominion. Rodney Freeman is the running backs coach at East Carolina. He's live with us in the studio today, and Coach, you had to be really pleased the way you guys ran the football on Saturday.
Absolutely. I thought those guys did exactly what we asked them to do all week long, and they came and did a great job on Saturday.
We'll go in depth on the Old Dominion game and then get you ready for App State coming up. This is the Brian Bailey Show, and we're back after this.
The Angus Grill is your premier spot for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us for our unmatched variety of burger combinations, from the mushroom bacon Swiss burger to the jalapeno popper burger to the original Angus classic. Pair that burger with our amazing onion rings, tots, fries, or sweet potato fries. Angus Grill, with 4 amazing locations in eastern North Carolina, including Winterville near Pitt Community College, on Jarvis Street in uptown Greenville, and on Statensburg Road near the hospital. It's the best burger around, guaranteed.
This is John Gavigan with the Gavigan Agency. Our top priority is doing what is best for our members. Whether you are buying a new vehicle, a new home, protecting your family with life insurance, or filing a claim, our agency will be there every step of the way. Our goal is to become a trusted advisor for you and your family for all of your personal and commercial insurance needs. Give us a call in Greenville at 756-1400 for a car, home, business, or life insurance quote today, and give us the opportunity to show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
It's bow time. It's not just football season. It's tailgate season, and that includes every kind of football, whether it's got goalkeepers or goalposts. The kick is good! Because it doesn't matter where or how you tailgate. When you've got crispy chicken and fluffy buttermilk biscuits from Bojangles, your tailgate is better than great. It's legendary. Head to Bojangles and order your tailgate box with boldly seasoned chicken, fixins, biscuits, and legendary iced tea today. It's bow time.
Hey folks, Coach Steve Logan here, asking you to support the life-saving mission of the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament this October. This event helps raise needed funds for the fire department's purchase of life-saving gear that could save someone you love.
Join Bojangles, Window World, Flatlands Jessup Insurance, and Linda Wright Real Estate
as we raise money to save lives. Sign up for the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament or simply make your life-saving donation at WeFishForLife.com.
There's a common misbelief today that to make it further, you need to push yourself, that you need to give up any joy to continue your rigid routine. Or you could try another way. Take some time to enjoy life, like having a Michelob Ultra with friends, because happiness is essential to living an exceptional life. Michelob Ultra, a refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Michelob Ultra, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989.
Come experience Greenville's newest theater, Golden Ticket Cinemas, located on Greenville Boulevard near Cracker Barrel. With stadium seating and reserved luxury recliners, you can enjoy the movie along with great concessions such as Ale House sliders, delicious wings, pizza, and hot dogs. And they even have milkshakes. You can always find great deals at Golden Ticket Cinemas, such as $5.50 Ticket Tuesdays and free family movies at 11 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show in style with luxurious amenities and top-notch service at Golden Ticket Cinemas.
I love it.
Pirate Radio.
I'm glued all day.
Pirate Radio.
It's a tune that rocks, baby.
Pirate Radio. The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, working for our community, not for shareholders. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show on this Monday. Rodney Freeman, running back coach at East Carolina, is our guest, taking your questions and comments on our Facebook Live page and our YouTube channel as well. I just checked down, and Mark Libiano, one of the great linebackers in East Carolina history, is watching right now. And I'm one of my all-time favorite Pirates is Mark Libiano. So thanks for watching, and we certainly appreciate it. We'll have to get him on sometimes because he could play some linebacker. What a great kid. What a great player. I say kid. He's probably, well, I know he's younger than me because I covered him, but still, what a great person, Mark Libiano. Thank you so much. Pirates win 20-14. The final of our Old Dominion. Coach, when you guys looked at the tape, was it what you expected to see when you looked at the tape that, hey, we played pretty well?
Man, when we actually looked at the tape, we saw like Old Dominion is a good football team.
Yeah.
You know, as they made us earn everything that we got out there. So it was definitely a hard-fought battle. Glad our guys responded the way they did.
I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of football in my days, but every time you go to a game, you kind of see something a little different. So the goalpost, I don't know where you were at in the vantage point, but all of a sudden this black cloud in Norfolk comes over the right-hand part of the stadium. And I looked up and thought, okay, we're going to have a lightning delay, because that's what it looked like. A storm was coming. And then the wind whips up, and all this wind is coming through. Now, at Old Dominion, the goalposts on one end have a building, right? That's where their luxury boxes and stuff are. So that was blocked. Mm-hmm. At the other end, it's kind of open. And someone on the Pirate sideline said those uprights kind of look like Nerf uprights because they were blowing so much.
Right.
And so Pirates score a touchdown. They go for the extra point. They miss the extra point. Hits one of the uprights. And then somehow the upright gets tangled with the netting. And so it's all discombobulated and crooked. And I was standing by Coach Houston, and the referee runs over, and Coach is like, hey, we deserve a do-over. You know, what's that? So the official comes over, and his exact words were, Coach, there's nothing in the rule book that says we can give you a do-over. What we can do from now on until we get this thing fixed is go to that end, you know, to kick extra points, kick field goals, which would have been kind of weird anyway because the wind was going to shift and that kind of thing. But have you ever seen anything like the goalpost situation?
I have never seen anything like that. Shout out to Coach Houston for trying to get
he was. I asked him on the coaches show. I said, Coach, you're trying to get a mulligan out of that deal, weren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was working that official hard, but I just couldn't believe. And everybody that I've talked to, and you hate to throw anything under the bus, but everybody says the ESPN Plus broadcasts really lacked, stability with the cameras, that the cameras were moving, and, they had all kinds of issues. But it got windy just for a little while. Now the black cloud finally left. We had a great night for football, but that situation, and it was resolved at halftime. They brought the lift over, and they went up and they got it fixed. But I just, I asked John Gilbert that. He was standing on the sideline. I said, have you ever seen anything? And John Gilbert shook his head. So I've seen a lot of stuff. I've never seen that before. I don't think any of us have.
Me neither. And I didn't know what was going on. I was sitting down on the bench looking at the iPad with the guys, and I see ODU go down to the other side to kick the field goal. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And that's kind of different because part of the deal when you go to midfield and you decide which way you want to, kick off from and that kind of thing. And all of a sudden now you're getting a chance because that wind was brutal there for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah. For sure. We were having to tell Coach Baker up in the box, like, hey, we got wind in our face right now.
Yeah.
It affected a lot of play calling that sometimes.
I bet it did. Rodney Freeman, running back coach from East Carolina, is our guest in his first year here at East Carolina from Houston, Texas. Coach, explain to us how you got to Greenville, North Carolina. You have a family. You have 3 children, 3 young children. So I know you're busy all the time, or Mrs. Freeman's busy all the time while you're coaching football. But how did you guys pack up and get to Greenville?
Man, it's been a journey for us for a while, man. We of course, when I graduated from college, we ended up jumping right into college football and went on a journey. But the last stop, we were at Utah State. I was coaching running backs at Utah State, and Coach Baker got the opportunity to be the offensive coordinator here, and I was on the road recruiting, and I get a text, and after that, things started steamrolling and come and interview and end up getting offered a job, and we go back to Utah and pack that thing up and try to get here as fast as we could.
Try to head east.
Right.
That's exactly right. The coaching fraternity is such a close-knit one. You guys battle one another, every weekend. But then everybody, knows everybody, and when new jobs come up, and the thing about a coaching staff, and I've said this millions of times over the years, that it's such a family-oriented deal. Like you guys have to A, get along, and B, because you're with each other all the time. I mean, it's not like you guys get to separate. You have an argument, and go away for 2 days because you guys got to get ready for the next game. So it's really, when a coach gets his staff together, he really has to be careful about the type of person that he brings in because he's got to get everybody to get along.
Right, you're gonna spend a lot of time with those guys, and here it's been an awesome deal. I think it's been with all the guys that came in on offense and even a couple new defensive guys. I thought it was Coach Houston did a great job of putting a staff together because everybody gets along, everybody enjoys each other's time, and like you said, it is going to be some times where we got to have some tough conversations.
Yeah,
but we got to stay in the officer room. Hey, don't be offended and nothing. Don't take anything personal.
Right. That's exactly right. That's what you have to do. So what was the one thing that John David Baker told you that you said, hey, I think this is the job that I want to take?
Man, one, just being able to get back with him, like you said, it's a family type of business and profession, and knowing him for about 10 years now, you just feel comfortable with guys that you've known for a while. But him being at Ole Miss for a while, and when he called me and told me, he's like, hey, this place has an SEC feel.
Right.
It's big time, and it has great support, fan support, and the stadium is second to none, in the group of five. So it was pretty easy once he told me that, and then you come on the interview and you actually see it like, oh, this place is for real.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy.
Pirates at 2-0 on the year. Appalachian State in town coming up on Saturday, and I think you'll see an SEC type feel with the tailgating that's going to go on Saturday if the weather's good, which I think it's 50-50 as far as rain goes right now, but they'll change that later on in the week. But I think you'll see the Pirate Walk. I think you'll see a lot of enthusiasm there because, hey, when you go 2-10 and then the next year you bounce out at 2-0, I mean, that's got everybody buzzed. Everybody's the only negative I think that anybody's talked to, and we'll talk about it in a little while, are the interceptions and the turnovers, because you cannot have a winning football team and turn the football over. In fact, turning it over as much as the Pirates have so far, very fortunate to be 2-0, don't you think?
Absolutely. And it's something that we got to continue to work on and continue to fix. But we don't want Jake second guessing himself back there.
Right.
So we'll keep coaching him. Coach Baker will keep coaching him and getting them right and putting them in a situation to be successful. And we're going to keep rolling. You
almost wish that helmet deal, when you can talk in the helmet, they turn it off with 15 seconds to go. If you could keep it on, John David Baker can give us like, no. He pull it back. But obviously it's a fine line between being aggressive and making good plays, and then and the other that happens, the interceptions, and the one in the second half when it's 1st and goal. I mean, that had to just have all you guys pulling your hair out, because that's the kind of thing that, hey, you don't have to have it. If it's 3rd and goal and you still want to get the points.
For sure.
If it's 4th and goal and you decide to go for it, that's one thing.
Sure.
But I think when you get 1st and goal like that, it just had to have, all you guys had to be really frustrated.
No doubt. And it's another learning experience for all of us and for Jake as well to try and put that ball where only 5 can go get it, or just throw it out the back of the end zone and let's play second down. So we're still learning.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Old Dominion game, 20-14. East Carolina's Pirates knocking off the Monarchs. And going in, I really thought that it was going to be a battle between the lines. I mean, I thought the Pirate offensive linemen were going to really be tested. I like the Pirate defensive linemen, and I thought they were going to have a good day, which they did. But is that the way you guys saw it, that it was going to be a battle in the trenches?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We knew we had to win the game up front, and our offensive line, we told those guys that we're going to lean on them when we need to win the ball game, and those backs knew that, hey, we're going to have to grind these tough yards out with every chance we get, and I think those guys did that.
Questions or comments on our Facebook Live page. Kenny, of course, our good friend. First of all, he says that I should go up to Old Dominion and teach a class on how to produce a game and film it. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. I still haven't found the library at Old Dominion. And then he asked, how is Bonds? Javius Bond was hurt in the game. 4 carries, 24 yards, 18 for a longest carry, longest yardage of the day. He was injured, but it seems like it's the positive vibes coming out of there right now.
Yeah, for sure. We actually we're going to try and push him to see if he could go in the second half. He wanted to go, but it just wasn't a good move for us there at that point in time. So we're just recovering and trying to get him back as soon as we can.
Because he had a great series right there. Obviously, Rajay, and we'll talk in depth about Rajay's night, but he got in there for a series, and he really, and that's the offensive line too. I mean, they opened some holes.
For sure, they did, and Javis did a good job. He's kind of like that spark plug. You see him back there on punt return. Anything can happen when that ball touches his hands. So we gotta do a good job as a coaching staff to find ways and be creative with finding ways to get him touches, as well as those other guys in the backfield that can do things with the ball in their hand, as you saw on Saturday.
We were talking before we went on the air. I think that the misconception of the Pirate offense with John David Baker is that it's an air raid attack, that it's going to be 70-30, 80-20 pass. But really, it's not like that. It is a hurry up deal. Now you guys are in a hurry, and Old Dominion was in a hurry. My head hurt hurt after that game of watching all these offensive plays. And I didn't realize how many there were until after the game. Coach Houston went down the numbers, and he was like, well, we ran this many, and they ran that many. That's a lot of plays in a football game.
Absolutely. And we got the mindset, if we get more plays, we get more opportunities to put the ball in the box.
Yeah.
So that's huge for us. And we want to play a game whatever the defense is going to give us. If it takes us to throw for 500 to win the game, we're all for it. If we got to run the ball for 500 yards, our room is definitely all for it. So whatever it takes to win, we're down for that.
As far as what you guys do with signaling the plays in and talking in the headset, you still signal them in as a backup because you can talk until 15 seconds before. But those things could go out, so you've got to have a secondary plan, don't you?
For sure. And it's only one guy that has the mic in their helmet on the field, so everybody else has to get the signals. So the quarterback, he does get to at least hear the play and be able to communicate with those guys. So we still got to signal those guys and try and get them lined up as fast as we can.
I saw the Netflix series about the coach from Michigan who got in so much trouble with all the sign stealing, and that was fascinating in looking at that and what all went on with that situation. And I've always thought some of that sign stealing is part of the game. It's part, but like it's legal to be on the sideline, your sideline, and look at the other sideline and try to decipher what they're doing. Mm-hmm. But it's illegal to go to other games and to do. But you can also take I think the television tape. You can do stuff on that, but you can't do the coach's film. Is that right?
Absolutely. Like we'll watch our TV copies of our games, and coaches will watch those copies and see if we put any signals out there. So if we need to change anything for the next coming up weeks, we'll definitely do that. And if we see something on film that, hey, when they do their hands like this or the secondary guys are doing this one comes. If you're going to tip it to us, we're going to try and take advantage of it.
Yeah. And there are some tips out. There's a commercial I think is running on TV right now where the little kid's sitting in the team room, and he says every time he grabs his shirt, they're running the football, and all the guys look up, and obviously that's made for TV event. But there are some things you can pick up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's really one of the just neat things about football that you can kind of, behind the scenes and that kind of thing when you look at it. Rodney Freeman, the East Carolina running back coach, is our guest as the Pirates knock off Old Dominion 20-14. East Carolina goes to 2-0 on the season, as we said, for the first time since 2016. We'll take a commercial break right now. We'll come back. We'll go in depth on the Pirates' win over Old Dominion. Talk about Rajay's big night. Rajay's still smiling after that 63-yard run, I'm sure. Back with more with Coach Freeman after this.
This is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. Ryan McChrystal had his third two-hit game of his minor league career as the Daytona Tortugas beat Bradenton 2-1 on Sunday. He finished 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI. Josh Groves went 5 innings with 7 strikeouts for Hudson Valley in his regular season finale, an 8-1 win over Asheville. He has improved to 4-2 with a 2.77 ERA. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break. I'm Shirley Rhodes.
Pirate football is back, and the only way to dress for game day is to visit UBE or pirateware.com. UBE has all your game day apparel, such as polos, tees, hats, and jerseys. UBE also has all the merchandise to keep your tailgate undefeated. Pirate flags, decals, face tattoos, and more. And for your little pirates, visit our Crow's Nest with Pirate Nation's largest selection of youth apparel. UBE has special hours on Sunday after home games, open from noon till 5. And you can visit pirateware.com anytime. UBE, where every day is game day.
This is Brian Harris with 360 Golf Carts, Pitt County's go-to shop for all things golf carts. We have E-Z-Go, club car, and utility carts to choose from. Whether it's for the beach, riding around the neighborhood, or working in the yard, 360 Golf Carts has the perfect ride for you. If you have issues with your current cart, take it by my shop for an expert's diagnosis. From parts to sales to service, we have you covered. We will even deliver right to you. So come see me, Brian Harris, on Highway 43, just past D.H. Conley High School. 360 Golf Carts, Pirates supporting Pirates.
Want to make your day better? Order a Papa John's pizza. Get an extra large, one-topping New York-style pizza for only $10.99. Made into 8 foldable slices, perfect for sharing or not. See, things just got better, and you get to eat pizza. Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
The best place to go before hitting the water is Pirate Waters Outfitter in Washington. This is Captain Bo Brooks, and at Pirate Waters Outfitters, we are the best specialty store in eastern North Carolina for fly fishing with the best rods and reels. We have a custom rod and net builder right on site, Camacho Rod Works. Look your best with some of our new outdoor apparel. Everything you need to chase fish on the fly is at Pirate Waters Outfitter on Market Street, right next door to Breaking Bread. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. We are Pirate Waters Outfitters.
It's Bostic Sugg Furniture's Made in America Labor Day sale. Quality, value, that's what Made in America stands for. Now at Bostic Sugg, get a double sales tax discount on beautiful Made in the USA furniture. Save up to 70% off Lazy Boy special purchases or enjoy up to 60 months special financing. Get your best sleep every night and save on a great selection of Made in the USA Serta and Helix mattresses during the Made in America Labor Day sale. On now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers. Join us today for
big, juicy wings.
All season long at Tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, with 2 locations in Greenville and on Railroad Street in Winterville.
This is Parker Bird from ECU Baseball, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community-owned utilities mean local control, low rates, and high reliability. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back on this Monday. Rodney Freeman live in the studio with us. We certainly thank him for his time because, as he was telling me during the break, Mondays are big days to try to get the game plan ready for the next game, which is Appalachian State. 4 o'clock kickoff coming up at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium, hoping for a huge crowd. If the weather holds and if tickets continue to go, they're trying to get that sellout. It'd be nice to see 50,000, wouldn't it?
I would love to see it.
That would be good. All right, let's go to our Facebook Live page. David writes in and says, it looked like the quarterback option run was available all night against Old Dominion. Why didn't Garcia take advantage, or is David wrong about that? Did you see that Garcia could have ran the ball some?
We had a couple times for him to run, and he did pull it that one time, which helped us out and put us in a good situation. So he's doing a good job reading his keys and doing what we're asking him to do for sure.
How hard is it when you see your quarterback take off? Because that's the one thing, he's so vulnerable. I remember, when Holton Ahlers was out there, Holton was bigger than most of the defensive backs, but still, they just take a beating. They take a pounding sometimes.
Oh, no doubt. You saw in the Norfolk game, he got hit a couple times, and we come back to that Monday and we're like, hey, dude, you gotta get down.
That's right.
You want to live a long time, you better get your tail down. So
bring out the slip and slide and let him practice those slides. Right. I heard somebody on the NFL games yesterday talking about that's how they taught somebody how to slide with a slip and slide, but sometimes you need that. All right, let's talk about your running back room a little bit. Let's start with Rajay, and we probably could go the rest of the show with Rajay because what he's been through with his injury and coming back, it seemed like last year that at the beginning of the season he wasn't quite the same running back. Near the end of the season, we started seeing glimpses and signs of it. I think he said during camp that he doesn't have a brace on or anything. He feels so much better without it. And boy, did he light it up. That 63-yard run was a thing of beauty.
For sure. He's done a good job with recovery and in the training room and constantly taking care of his body. And it shows. And I think kind of our practice system that we have in place helps those guys continue to be as fast as they can on game day. But he did do a good job, and I joke with him all the time about him being old and can't run anymore.
Being old.
On those dudes.
The elder statesman,
right.
I guess you could call him. But Rajay's always got a smile on his face. What's it like to have a kid like that in your locker room? How important is that?
Oh, it's program changing. It's program changing to have a guy that, one, does it every single day. He's not just in there talking about it, but he's done it over a long period of time, and guys trust that, and they've seen the work, and they've seen actually it produced for them, so they become believers.
And so many times you see, teams, and when you wrap a season up, they look back on it and they'll say, like, we just didn't have a lot of senior leadership, because that's one of those things you can't train somebody to do that. You guys either have that ability or they don't have that ability. Some guys have that ability verbally. Some guys have that ability, silently. But somebody has to lead that football team as far as the players go, because the coaches can't do everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he does a good job of just constantly just showing up to work every single day. And you see those things trickle down into other guys, and we have a bunch of guys on defense that do it as well. So it is a huge part, and that was one of the things when I got here at the ECU in the spring, that we do have a lot of veteran leadership in the program.
When you guys are out recruiting, high school players, and now you're recruiting just about everybody in the transfer portal. You're looking at so many different things, but how do you tell if a kid might turn out to be one of your leaders?
It's a lot of different ways. One, you got to ask the right questions to the coaches.
Okay.
You got to try and spend as much time around those guys as possible, and watching them practice, going to see them play in live games, even when you're going in those home visits. See how they are around the house. Because I'm a firm believer, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
So you'll see those characteristics show up at some point in time.
I like that. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes, sir.
I like that. We have to write that one down and remember that one. Rodney Freeman, running back coach at East Carolina, joining us. Rajay Harris, 26 carries, 131 yards, a couple of touchdowns. The long run, 63 yards for the touchdown that really kind of set the tone in the second half, didn't it?
I think it did. I think it did. It gave us some juice that we needed, and end up being a huge part of the game for sure, like you saw.
Big part of the game, because that was one of those games, it kept going back and forth. You didn't know. The punt return, I asked Coach Houston when Old Dominion returned that punt for a touchdown, but there were 2 or 3 flags on the play. I said, did your heart drop when you saw that going on? And he said, no, I saw two yellow flags early, and they were blatant holds, so there definitely was coming back. But still, it's got your heart almost skips a beat on that one.
Oh, no doubt. You hear that? I'm sitting down on the bench talking to the guys, trying to get them ready for the next series, and you just hear the crowd start standing up, and then you look, like you say, you look out and see those flags, and we're like, all right, we're good.
Rajay just running the ball 26 times. That's a good load, and you guys ran the ball so many times. As we said earlier about the 70-30 maybe for the offense, it was more like 50-50, wasn't it? And it ended up when you guys totaled all the things up. But it seemed like the running plays, they were there, even the ones that only got 1 or 2 yards, that you could almost see, hey, that almost, got through. That almost went for 10 or 12.
For sure. And some of those are us having to just be better and be disciplined with our tracks and be better with our eyes. I thought the O-line did a great job paving the way in front of us, and we just got to make sure that we're capitalizing on every inch and every blade of grass that we can get out there.
Yeah, last year it seemed like the offensive line struggled at times, but this year it seems like they've got it going on. They didn't give up many hurries as far as that goes. I think that's one of the things we're looking at with Garcia. Is I remember one of the interceptions, he was rushed and hit it the last second, but that's one of those things you got to protect him. That's the number one priority: protect that quarterback.
For sure. And those are one of our keys to victory every single week. So we got to keep them standing up.
Is this an offense that has the thought process that we want to run for 150 and throw for 250? Is that the base goal?
Whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes to win. So by any means necessary.
But you guys were able to run for, what was it, 186 net rushing against Old Dominion, 466 for total yards. So through 2 games, I mean, you guys are putting up some big numbers yardage-wise.
Yes, sir. They're doing a good job. And, again, it's a testament to the guys and the hard work of putting the work in that they've done for the last 9 months, and a testament to Coach Baker and his scheme, and him being able to dial those things up in the right time.
Yeah. When you work with Coach Baker, how hard was it for the kids to understand the terminology of the plays, and without giving anything away, obviously, but how complicated is it when a play comes in, and the quarterback calls it, and the signs come in and everything, but there's a method to the madness somewhere.
Absolutely, and we try to keep it as simple as possible for those guys, and if a play call starts to get too long, we'll just name it one call and let's roll, and the kids do a great job of remembering it.
Yeah.
So they do a good job.
When you look at practice this week and you start on Tuesday back on the field, what's the one thing you want to look at that practice and say, hey, my running backs, we got to do X better?
We got to continue to trust our tracks, and press our aiming points and play full speed and make full speed decisions. You'll see, if you see those guys start to patter their feet in the backfield, that means their eyes are bad. You know, so they got to do a great job of understanding where we're trying to go, where the double teams are working, and where we need to hit that ball at sometimes.
Rodney Freeman, Pirate running back coach, joining us live in the studio, taking your questions, comments on our Facebook Live page, our YouTube channel as well. Rajay Harris, 26 carries, 131 yards, the 2 touchdowns, and the 63-yarder was the big one, and he was named honorable mention Offensive Player of the Week by the American Athletic Conference earlier today. And when you look at Javius Bond, he came in and had those 4 nice carries before he was injured. Was the plan to give him more carries and maybe Rajay a little less? And did you have to change that when he went down?
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't say we had a necessary plan to give one more than the other. We just want to make sure that, hey, depending on how the game's going, we want the right guy in the game at the time. And with us, man, sometimes it's just a feel. You know, a guy gets hot and you want to keep putting it in his hands, you know.
I thought the kid London, the first game against Norfolk State, he looked good.
He did. He's done a great job. He's done a great job and done everything that we've asked of him to do, and he's going to continue to get better, and you guys will see him soon too.
Marlon Gunn had 10 carries for 31 yards. His longest carry, 7 yards in the game against Old Dominion, but he also brings a lot to the table, doesn't he?
No doubt. He's kind of that hammer back there. And he can get downhill real quick, and he also had a catch that went for 29 yards.
Yes, he did. Very key play in that game. I forgot about that. He sure did, had that big catch. And, you have to have someone that will take those carries, the hammer, like you said. You've got to have somebody like that.
Right, for sure. And he does a good job in pass pro, too, as well. And we're going to need him and need Marlon. We're going to need all of them. Yeah. We're going to need all of them by the end of the year, for sure.
How much do you enjoy getting in that room with those running backs? I mean, because, each position, has their own, deal. And some positions, like the offensive line, there were, more people in that room, obviously in the running back room. But how much do you enjoy getting in there with those guys?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's definitely the highlight of my day to finally get out the office and finally sit down and talk to them and chop the game up with those guys. So it's been good. Anytime I can get around those guys, whether it's at practice or in the meeting room, I enjoy it.
Rodney Freeman, running back coach at East Carolina, our guest. We'll take another commercial break. We'll continue on with Coach Freeman getting you set for Appalachian State. We'll pick Coach's mind about the Mountaineers coming to town on Saturday. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show on this Monday after this.
Where do you find the best selection of pre-owned vehicles in Eastern North Carolina? It's DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com is a combination of 4 dealerships in Eastern North Carolina with a fully stocked inventory of over 200 SUVs, trucks, and cars. If you're looking to upgrade your vehicle or purchase for a new driver in the house, get shopping today at DriveHereNow.com. DriveHereNow.com, supporting the Pirates for over 47 years.
TD, Tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code PIRATE. That's code PIRATE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus. North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at nfl.com/terms.
At Chicken Salad Chick, we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad, plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. All of our delicious chicken salads conveniently packaged in take-home containers and multiple sizes for you or the whole family. Visit Chicken Salad Chick or order online today. Now open at 112 Red Banks Road in Greenville. Chicken Salad Chick.
Before anyone walks into your business, the outside is what they see. Make sure your first impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. Let us handle all your professional landscaping needs. We do it all so you don't ever have to worry. Residential services are also available. Call us today at 717-8006 and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews Lawn Service, covering all of Eastern North Carolina.
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Carson Wistenhunt, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities. Community owned, community powered. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to our show. Rodney Freeman from Houston, Texas, the East Carolina running backs coach in his first year, hired on December the 13th, 2023. He came from Utah State. How much difference do you see in football in Utah and in North Carolina?
Oh, it's completely different. It's completely different. And if you're a good football player in Utah, you're either going to BYU or you're going to Utah. So by the time we get to them, Utah State, we're probably going out of state to get some guys for sure. But you definitely still have some guys from Utah that you can go after. But it's definitely a different caliber of football for sure.
We were talking in the break about recruiting and where you get a chance to recruit. You got to think that some of the places you're recruiting at. You said South Georgia. You said the Raleigh area.
Mm-hmm.
Raleigh. We know a little bit about that football because they sometimes play some of the schools in Eastern North Carolina. But you got to like your recruiting area.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. You're going to have some guys that can run around for sure, and we definitely want them to be Pirates.
Yeah, and you got Rajay telling you how good that football is down there.
No doubt. It's still, I tease him all the time. I say, hey, man, it still doesn't touch anything in Texas, does it?
Yeah, Texas football. Yeah, and I was going to say something about the Old Dominion Stadium, which was nice. 21,000, I think, is what it holds. It was a quaint type environment. We talked about the weird play with the uprights and the goalposts. But when you look at a stadium like that, Texas has high schools with stadiums very similar, don't they? I mean, there's some great stadiums in the state of Texas that look like college stadiums.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it sometimes. But they are some stadiums that people have invested quite a lot of money to have those guys be able to experience that on Friday nights. So it's awesome.
It was showcased obviously in the Friday Night Lights, the movie and then the TV series. But and they got their money's worth on both of those. But high school football, you played it in Texas?
Yes, sir.
Was it one of those big schools like that?
I did play back then. It only went up to 5A. Now it's up to 6A. But I did play in a 5A high school.
How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
It was awesome. It was a great experience. It wasn't like Friday Night Lights where the whole town shuts down because you're in Houston. There's a lot of
a lot of things going on in Houston.
But you'll still have a packed stadium for sure.
Yeah, that's got to be big time atmosphere and to see just Texas football. I guess even some of your road trips, you had to get a chance to get a taste of some of that, didn't you?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. It was awesome. And then going on the road, playing playoff games and things like that, it was a great experience.
Yeah. Rodney Freeman, the running backs coach, our guest. East Carolina and Appalachian State coming up at 4 o'clock at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. When you first look at the Mountaineers on tape on defense, what do you see there?
They are an aggressive team, a disciplined team, a team that's going to play hard, and they're going to run after football, and they're going to try and hit you as hard as they can for sure every single time.
When you look at the tape from the Clemson game, they fell behind early. What happened to them in that game?
I think they were just outmatched.
Yeah.
Clemson's a great program.
Yeah, and Clemson was a little upset.
They were pretty pissed off.
Hey,
they had a point to prove for sure. So it sucked for them to be on the end of that one. But it doesn't discredit them. I think they're still a great football team. It's a great program. Those guys are going to come in believing that they can win and expecting to win. And we're going to have to deal with that. And they're going to have to deal with us too.
And I think it's a game that, Pirates started playing at Appalachian State again. The Charlotte game comes to mind. I think that was the season opener that season. And then, of course, East Carolina last year, making the trip to play Appalachian State. But I think this is a game that at least the Pirates that have been around for a while kind of think like, hey, we need to show up big time for this game.
No doubt, and I'm excited to see these guys come to practice tomorrow because I know they're going to be ready to go and they're going to be ready to get after it for sure.
What was the bus ride like after the Old Dominion game coming back?
I was trying to catch some sleep.
I thought so.
No, those guys were enjoying it. You know, we had a football game playing. I can't even remember who was playing that they were watching, but those guys were definitely keeping it up. I just put my headphones in and watched a little bit of our game, and then kind of caught a couple minutes of sleep a little bit before we got back.
It's kind of a different schedule this year because the Pirates, open with Norfolk State at home, go to Old Dominion. It's only a 2.5 hour trip. Coming back home to play App State, going to Liberty. I think Liberty maybe 4.5 hours. You're going to bust that trip as well. You got Charlotte coming up later on. That's going to be a bus trip as well. I think the Pirates don't actually get on a plane until mid-October, which is basically unheard of in college football. These days, you don't play teams close to home very often, and this has been for a Pirate fan that wants to go to the games, it's a great schedule.
Yeah, that's what we're excited about. We were excited when we walked into that stadium this past weekend and saw all the purple in the stadium, had the band there. It was awesome. So we're looking forward to going to Liberty and having the Pirates there to support us and going to those other places nearby to have Pirate Nation there as well.
What have you thought about some of the traditions at East Carolina, some of the customs that they do, like the Pirate Walk? Did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy when the guys come on the field with the purple smoke and purple haze and everything going on and everything that happens pregame for East Carolina?
I think this place is a hidden gem that a lot of people don't understand. Having the Pirate Walk is awesome. Our guys love it, but for them to be able to get loved on before they're going to the stadium and going to the game and get ready for the game is awesome. And then pregame it just brings another set of energy to those guys and gets those guys fired up. Sometimes we got to calm them down.
I bet.
But it's awesome. It's awesome. Even living on the prairie during the game.
Oh yeah,
it was awesome to hear the stadium go crazy.
When all the fans in the stands, especially the students, and the students really came out for the Norfolk State game. I think Mike came in his press conference and really, thanked the students for coming out. And I got a feeling they're going to be out in force this week.
Absolutely. We're going to need them to be loud and stay a long time for sure.
Should be a lot of fun. Tailgating will start, I guess about 11 a.m. or noon. And then folks get all fired up and ready to go. 4 o'clock kickoff. I don't think it's supposed to be really, really hot, so that would be a good. Or do you guys want it hot for that game because you guys are used to it?
Crank the temperature up.
Yeah, I bet.
Crank it up on these dudes, man, no doubt.
Crank it up on Appalachian State. Rodney Freeman, running backs coach, with us, taking questions or comments on our Facebook Live page, our YouTube channel as well. You guys don't get a chance, even though you coach college football, you don't get a chance to watch the NFL very often, do you?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I just kind of check the scores every now and again on Sunday nights or Monday morning and see how those Texans done, but that's about it.
Do you get a chance to kind of follow anybody that you've coached before and try to keep up with those guys?
Oh, definitely. I definitely check those scores, man. I saw that a couple guys that played in some big games. Like we had a linebacker at Michigan State, Ben Van Sumeren, and they played in Brazil.
Oh.
We got to experience that. So it's pretty fun to see those guys. Like, man, I know that dude.
Yeah.
Like Keon Coleman up in Buffalo making a good name for himself. So it's been awesome.
Tell us your journey as far as coaching goes, because you've had a chance to coach on the high school ranks and going through the college ranks.
Yes, sir.
Give us a journey.
You got time?
Yeah, we got time now.
So after I graduated college, went back to Houston and started coaching high school ball. Coached high school ball for a few years. I loved every part of high school football, but I did not like that classroom. I did not like that school building. So I was sending my resume out to any and everybody, and I finally got a hit at a small Division II school in Gunnison, Colorado, Western State. I was there for a year coaching receivers and tight ends. After that, I got an opportunity to go to another Division II school, Missouri Southern. I coached there for 2 years. Actually got a chance to coach in the triple option, which was brand new for me.
That had to be a fun adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
That was an experience. I learned a lot, though.
I bet.
Learned a lot. And then the offensive coordinator I played for at Abilene Christian, he got the head coaching job at Abilene Christian, and he called me and offered me the running back position there. And that's actually where me and Coach Baker actually got connected for the first time. So I did that for 2 years. Unfortunately, we didn't get it done how we needed to, and they let our head coach go. And I got an opportunity to go back to Division II at West Texas A&M. coached there for 3 years. When COVID hit, we were expecting our second child and kind of didn't know what the lay of the land was or what the world was going to be.
Yeah, I bet. That had to be scary.
It's scary. So we ended up going back to Houston, got back into high school football because we knew at least I don't know if we'll play football, but at least I'll get a paycheck.
There you go.
So we did that for 2 years, and again, loved the high school football world down there in Texas, and got to coach a lot of guys that I'm able to watch on Saturdays now. Hopefully, I don't have to play any of them, but it was good to see those guys be successful there. And then, but a guy I coached with at West Texas A&M, he was the defense coordinator there. He got the head coaching job at Colorado Mesa. Once he got that head job, he called me and offered me his offensive coordinator job, and packed up and we moved to Colorado again. So we did that for 4 months, and then for some reason got an opportunity to go to Michigan State, and after that we did that for a year and got an opportunity to go to Utah State for a few months, did the season there, and now we're here in East Carolina.
Man, you have been around. That's the one thing that I've always said about the assistant coaches that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and the pay is increased through the years for assistant coaches, but the way you guys have to just the lifestyle, you have to lift your family up and take them across the country, and they have to adjust, and you're busy with football, so the wife has to do so much, and it's like, and we talked earlier about the family type atmosphere, but just having to do all of that. And sometimes, we've had coaches come through. Donnie Kirkpatrick's a great example. He stayed here for he got to raise both his kids, here, and having a chance to do all that. I think that meant the world to him. But you have to be in the right situation. I mean, and last year, Coach Houston and company go 2-10. If he turns around and goes 10-2, everybody in the country is going to want him to come coach their team. Does he move on? Does he stay here? You guys are, a part of that deal. I mean, it's just really so, to me, complicated and complex. But you're able to make it all work, and you raise a family with this crazy lifestyle.
No doubt. And it's like you said, it's a crazy lifestyle. So you better make sure you get a good one that's down for the ride and that can handle it. And my wife does a good job with the kids, does a good job of finding us somewhere to live every time we got to move, getting the house packed up, finding movers. So she does a good job. And she doesn't get enough credit for
Yeah, I tell you, I don't think any of them get enough credit as far as that goes, but it's really, really difficult. Let's talk about the Pirate offense a little bit as you get ready for Appalachian State. When you look at what you guys do offensively so far through 2 games, when you look at tape, what do you go back with and say, hey, we need to do this a little bit better or that a little bit better? What do you look at?
Every aspect of the game. Mm-hmm. Every aspect of the game, from even how we practice. What do we do in practice? What situations show up in the game that we need to go over to make sure that, hey, we're good in these areas. So we try to make sure that we don't leave any stone uncovered. From the way we flex to the way we run inside zone to pass pro to our footwork to everything. We're literally trying to continue to get better every single day we're out there.
I know you guys videotape most practices. When you get finished with a practice, how long does it take you to go through that video?
Oh, Bones does a good job to getting that video up for us, but I would say a couple hours, man. A couple hours to kind of watch it all and analyze it all and kind of figure out what you want to do better and take your notes and talk about it and get it figured out and get ready for the next day for sure.
And is it one of those situations, say that's Tuesday's practice, you go through it, you take your notes to get ready for Wednesday's practice, and then you kind of do the same thing. And Tuesdays and Wednesdays are the big, heavy duty days, I guess is what Coach Houston calls them. Those are the big workloads as far as just how much work you guys put in, because you have to stay physical. Mm-hmm. You have to continue to tackle. You have to continue to block. You have to continue to do all that. And you risk injury doing some of that, but you still have to. That's a very important part of the game.
Right. It's the nature of the beast. And for us, we hang our hat on being physical and being able to out-physical some guys, and it showed up on Saturday. So we're definitely going to push our guys in practice and demand that of them. And then we're gonna take the load off of them on Thursday and no sweat Thursday and things like that, and then come back with Fast Fridays to know that they're fresh for Saturday.
So we got no sweat Thursday and Fast Fridays.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And then game day Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that'll all work. We talked about the communications deal a little bit, but there's also a different thing with the tablets on the sideline now. And how has that helped?
Oh, that's game changing.
Yeah.
That's game changing. it used to be a thing where you didn't want any bad information. You used to tell guys, hey, don't give me any bad information. All right, if you don't know what happened, just don't tell me anything.
Don't tell me.
But don't give me any bad information. Now they come to the sideline. I don't even need you to tell me anything. I see it.
I see it.
You jacked it up. It's done right now. So it's awesome.
Is it one of those that you can take the tablet and you can run it and say, look, this is where we wanted the hole to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the hole was.
Right.
You got to have your eyes open and
Absolutely.
don't run where we told you to run because that hole wasn't there, but it was to the right.
Exactly. You sound like me. You must have been listening.
I was on the sideline listening to a lot. I really enjoy being down there and just listening to some of the, because all that stuff that goes on, it's just crazy the amount of information that's being told here and there and just everything that goes on down there. And I've always said that because some people say they like to sit up high, they can see the field.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be down low. I don't really care about seeing the field.
You want to be in the
I want to be in the action. I want to see what's happening with the players and who's getting yelled at and who's
Right.
yelling back and that kind of thing. I think that's just it's just a neat deal of how all that plays. But that's really a different aspect with the tablets, isn't it?
No doubt, it's game changing, and even you can be able to see kind of what defenses are trying to do now. And they did some things different than we saw on film, and we were able to pick it up pretty quick and adjust and make adjustments and go from there for sure. So it's awesome. It's awesome. It's game changing.
And the play. So once the play happens, how fast is it before you get it on that tablet?
Once we end the series, by the time I get to the bench, it might be 10, 15 seconds before it's getting handed to me.
Yeah.
So it happens pretty quick.
And you can look at each play in that series. So if it's a 7-play drive, you get all 7 plays for that series.
Yes, sir.
And then can you go back and look at other series?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How long did it take you to learn all the aspects of that? Because it's got to be something where it's in folders or files or something like that. Yeah.
Correct. So we had them for one scrimmage in the fall camp, and then they actually brought them up to their office for us to kind of fiddle around and play with them a little bit. So by the time we get to game day, we know exactly where we're going and how we do it and how to save plays. You can draw on those things and everything. And what I save and what I draw, I can send it to other coaches so they can actually see, so we can still be on the same page in communication.
So when you have the headsets on, is who all is involved in that? Is that Coach Baker in your headpiece, and then Coach Houston's got everybody in his, I think. But you've just got Coach Baker in yours.
Yeah, but it's just the offense on ours, and Coach Houston, he can flip over between offense and defense.
Right.
For sure.
But it depends on what's going on. But sometimes there can be too much chatting.
Oh, ain't no doubt. During the series, nobody's talking. It's only Coach Baker.
Yeah.
After that series, after that play's called, then okay, if you got something to say, you can say it. But during that series, don't interrupt that.
And who goes in the quarterback's ears? Just John David Baker?
Oh, just Coach Baker.
You guys,
just Coach Baker.
Because that would be a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
everybody be like, hey, yeah, and tell Joe he's got to block better on that left side.
Exactly.
And all that stuff. That'd be a lot for a quarterback to handle. But
No doubt.
But it's all changed, and who knows where we're going to be next year when you get to that point.
For
so,
sure.
Yeah.
It's ever evolving.
That's crazy. That's for sure. Rodney Freeman, our guest. We're about time to wrap things up. We're going to take our final commercial break. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up. Coach Freeman's got a staff meeting at 1:30, so we're getting him out of here right at 1 o'clock. Back with more on the Brian Bailey Show to wrap things up with Coach Freeman, the running back coach at East Carolina, after this.
Did you know that GUC's electric rates are the lowest in Pitt County? GUC's average residential electric bill, using 1,000 kilowatt hours per month with load management, is $21 lower than the investor-owned utilities and $34 lower than the local co-ops. In fact, GUC's average electric bills are still $10 lower than they were 10 years ago. Low rates with high reliability. That's the value of public utilities. That's the value of GUC.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
This is Aaron Williams with New Blue Service Group. People have been asking, what's new at New Blue? And I'm always glad to tell them that we now specialize in crawl space moisture control and encapsulations, along with septic system repairs and installations. As always, we offer plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, all while redefining service excellence. So go ahead, contact us at callnewblue.com. That's callnublue.com. Go Pirates.
Pirate Water Wicked Tea is here. Set sail for the next Pirate Water adventure. Barstool's best drink is back with delicious Wicked Tea. A strong, smooth, uncarbonated brew flavor with hints of lemon. It's the toughest tea to take on the high seas. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find the new Pirate Water Wicked Tea in a location near you.
We're going plankton!
21 and older, please drink responsibly.
Are you ready for football? Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is your complete source for recreation and marine sales and service. With a full selection of ATVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, slingshots, watercraft, pontoons, and boats, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine is sure to have what you're looking for in everyday adventure. With 5 locations in North Carolina, Rocky Mount, Lake Gaston, New Bern, Elizabeth City, and of course, Greenville. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram or online at BigRockPowersports.com. Big Rock Power Sports and Marine. Choose your adventure.
TD, Tutty, taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Ready to place your first NFL bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code PIRATE. That's code PIRATE for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus. North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at NFL.com/terms.
Pirate Radio.
I can promise you, we are going to be a hard-nosed, physical, fundamentally sound, disciplined football team. We're going to compete and go toe-to-toe with anybody we match up against. But that's going to be our mentality year-round.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, providing reliable utility solutions to the Greenville region since 1905. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back as we wrap things up with Rodney Freeman, running back coach at East Carolina Pirates and Appalachian State, coming up this Saturday. We do have a question that came in. Which of the running backs at East Carolina have the best vision? Which one of those guys have the best vision?
Oh, that's tough. I think all those guys kind of do a good job. I think Rajay, with him being the older guy and
the elder statesman,
playing the most reps in there. I think he's done a pretty good job there. So, but I trust all those guys back there that travel with us as well, though.
I tell you what, you would have loved to have had Rajay early in his career with Keaton Mitchell together.
No doubt.
That was fun.
Right. I met Keaton Mitchell this past spring. I wish I would have had some time with him.
Oh,
sure.
Man,
he's a good dude.
That guy, and he can absolutely fly. I think he's eligible to come off the PUP list. I think after 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he'll be back 110%. But I'm telling you, he was fun to watch, and he could absolutely just. And it was the App State game, I think, in Charlotte when I first noticed how fast he was. He took a little swing pass and he was gone. Right. I mean, those guys didn't know what hit him, but he was incredible. What do you see as far as the App State defense? You talked a little bit about their personality and everything. What do they run as far as schemes go, and which teams are they similar to as far as schemes go?
What's crazy is they're kind of similar to us schematically.
Okay,
so it's good that we are familiar kind of with the setup and 3 down and things like that. So we're excited for the challenge for sure.
Yeah, and we've talked a number of times about what you guys have to do as a room to get better. What about the young kids that we haven't seen yet in your room? Who are some of those that, and maybe we won't see them the entire year, but they will be the future of the running backs at East Carolina? For sure.
TJ Engelman, who you guys saw here in the spring, I think he's kind of doing a good job. He's definitely continuing to work, and he's working with the defense now on the scout team. But he's a guy that gets reps with us on Sundays as well. So we're going to definitely keep him in the mix. But he's a young guy that we're still trying to grow and keep him with Big John to get him stronger and one day have him ready to go on Saturdays.
And it's one of those things that we've talked about with the communication and the relationships that you have with players in this day of NIL and this day of transfer portals. Those relationships are probably the most critical that you can have, because some kid may get an offer to go somewhere else, but he's like, hey, Coach Freeman's a pretty good guy. I like beer. I'm comfortable here. I want to stay here, and that's a real key for the continuity of a program.
Oh, no doubt. You got to constantly recruit your room every single day, and not even just recruit them, but just continue to build a relationship with them, because I think those things will last longer than any transfer portal or anything like that. And even those guys that you're recruiting, that they might say no to you in the beginning, you might be able to get them on the back end.
That's true, and we've seen that a number of times, haven't we?
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. Rodney Freeman, running backs coach, as we close it out. Coach, thanks so much for coming down. We certainly appreciate your time. I know this is a busy time of year. Game 3 on the schedule coming up. Enjoyed meeting you, and thanks so much for being our guest today.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me. It's been fun.
That's Rodney Freeman, running backs coach for the Pirates, East Carolina, and Appalachian State. 4 o'clock kickoff coming up in Greenville at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. The Pirates 2-0 for the first time since 2016. Can they go 3-0? That's the goal. We'll find out coming up on Saturday. We'll see you next week right here on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities.